Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to finish the head for Burger the Boston. So it should look like this: nose, ears. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take our 20mm eyes and we're going to place them. So here's the row with the wrinkle, and then like between the next two rows, kind of, so they line up kind of with the bottom of the ear. So put those in on both sides like this. Make sure they are even. Feel like they are. Maybe. Yes. Okay. And then what we're going to do before you put the back on these eyes, I'm going to take some of your main color yarn and we're going to surface stitch around the eye. So I'm going to pull up a loop, kind of. I'm going to go under the eye. We're leaving the eye in just so we know where we are. And then I'm going to surface stitch about 4 or 5 stitches around the eye. 1, 2, 3. And I'm using a 6mm for this. You can use a larger hook, really depends on how intense, I guess, you want the brow part to be. Okay. When you're done with the 4, so you kind of leave out the bottom, you're just going around the corner. You can tie that off. And you can kind of wrap these ends around the bottom of it to give the bottom of the eye a bit more structure. And that's just going to make the eye bulge out kind of more like you expect with a Boston, because we were pulling it in a bit. You can also kind of make it wrap over the top of the eye a bit if you go a bit lower with the eye. This is kind of up to you how you want to do it. Again, if you want to do with like a 7mm, that's also up to you. So that's one side done, and then do the other side. So again, kind of just pull up a loop starting under the eye, and then surface stitch about 4 around. 1, say that so easily. 2, 3, and 4. Again, leave a long end enough to kind of sew it in and pull these around. So again, you're just trying to make the goober eyes of a Boston with this. Once you've done that, what you can do is I usually just knot it like under the eye. So kind of make a knot under the eye. You can make this slip stitching around a bit wider if you want it to have more of a brow, so that it kind of, it's up to you if it sticks out more around the eye. That's kind of just a preference thing. Double knot that onto there a bit, and then double knot this onto here. All right. So goober eyes are done. Take out my stuffing so I can put the backs on my eyes. Okay. So again, surface stitching is kind of up to you. So just see this like little surface stitch around, and the eye fits right in the middle of it. It does make the backs a bit harder to put on because you've got more distance. So I really need to get myself one of those eye attacher things. All right, one eye on. And Okay, now put the stuffing back in and sew this dude up. Okay, so I'll grab my needle. I'm just going to weave in these ends. Actually, I'll just stick them out the back. I need to weave. All right. There we go. One goofy eye. And again, just use whatever hook size you want. If you want more of a ring around it, use a larger hook size. Less of a ring, use the 6mm. It's kind of a how to make it your own. Okay. There you go. All right. Goofy eyes are done. So while we got our needle, we're gonna use these ends from the ears to kind of stabilize the ears a bit. So just take your end. I usually go towards the back, like low towards the back. And we're just kind of going to go kind of a stitch above the back of the ear and then pin it down. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but a bit more towards the front side of the ear. Kind of get it pinned a bit more. Up to you how much you want to do this. I just like them standing up a little. Okay, tie it off and weave it in. So that's one ear that kind of sticks up more now. Oops. Okay. That's the other end from the other side. There you go. Pull that tight. Okay. And then this one. Oops. So kind of pin the front back a bit. And then pin the center back a bit. This one has both ends still sticking out, so I'll just use that to tie up. Weave it in. Okay, so ears are done, eyes are done. Ooh. All the ends go out the back, looking slightly more like a Boston. So now we can do the face shaping if you want. So I'm just going to get a piece of main color yarn here and put it on my needle. Okay, and now we're going to go in underneath in like the middle of the lip. I'm going to exit underneath kind of one side of the eye, leave an end, enter somewhere underneath on the other side of the eye, exit again, we can get through on the side of the eye. On the other side, so in out here, exit here, in again here, and exit where we started. Oof. Let's mark. Okay. So now it's kind of up to you. I hate always comes out. How much you want to pull either side. I like to give it just a little bit of shape to kind of pull the eyes in. This one's a bit too much for me. I'll just stick it out again. Just to give some structure to the face. And then when you like the amount, just tie a knot. Cut it off. And I just push that knot because I exited in exactly the same location in. It usually holds pretty well because it's kind of stuck on stuffing, at least for me. There we go, get all the fuzz out the way. And now he's got some big googly eyes. Alright, that's all that. Next thing to do is the nose, so I'm just going to grab my black yarn, relatively long piece, now you can do the nose before you paint, or paint before the nose. Actually, you're going to just paint before the nose. So I'm going to take some, it's literally just black eye color shadow that I got from Amazon. I always say start pretty little, and I'm going to kind of shadow and paint the inside of the mouth a bit. Kind of like pull that up. You can use black or a dark brown. Now, if you've looked at pictures of Boston's, their nose is pretty black. So I kind of highlight the underside of this fold here by painting it. You can highlight around the eyes if you're not using a super dark color anyway. And then I'm going to start kind of painting down from the nose because they have this kind of black that goes up from the mouth. I've also seen this done with like pink paint on the inside of the ears if you have like a non-black guy. So I'm kind of just gonna paint down. Looks kind of messy, but this top part's going to be covered by the actual nose in a second anyway. So when I've kind of done a bit, I'm going to grab my yarn for the nose. I like to always enter in the bottom here. I'm going to exit kind of in the middle, a couple of rounds up. Oops, the tip of my. And then I'm kind of going to go to the edges of this white, so between these two lines, I'm going to enter pretty much into the crease. So like that. And I'll do the same to the other side. Like that. And then kind of take a look. If I like it, I might go a bit wider, but I'll fill this in first. So, I mean, I'm guessing if you're doing this pattern, you've got some experience, so you know how to make a nose at this point. Don't think that's really rocket science. And you're trying to go pretty much under the crease, because the crease is kind of supposed to be over the nose. I have a tendency to be really bad at exiting through the same hole every time. As you can see, I just went totally into the wrong hole. I'm not good at noses. Usually end up pretty messy. But yeah, just kind of make it the width and the size that you want it. I'll leave it for now, but that is pretty much how you finish off your Boston Terrier. So yeah.